mind into the room, letting the dust of the week, maybe even of the day so far, settle. As you feel shoulders melt away, maybe even closing down the eyes a little bit, or softening the gaze, whichever is more accessible to you. Building our practice today from the ground up. We're going to start with foundations. So thinking about your literal foundation, I want us to bring our minds into the sits bones. Those pieces of bone, of flesh, of padding that are connecting us with the floor, supporting us. Just for a moment, I'd like us to imagine roots splaying, spreading out into the ground beneath you, anchoring you deep into the core of the earth. Gently feeling that energy, that connection rise up through those sits bones into the core. Feeling the stomach, that belly button pressed back towards the spine. As you feel strength and energy building and flowing through your lower body. Beginning to tighten, tense just a little bit, that transverse abdominis, that girdle muscle. That energy continues to flow and build and strengthen all the way up the spine, flowing through the heart center. The crown of the head floats towards the sky. Gently bringing the mind into the shoulders. Imagining stress, tension, whatever busyness is going on in the mind as sand in an hourglass. Feel it begin to drip down through that center line, and then the shoulders fall away as the crown of the head reaches up. Feeling the dust settle as the shoulders peel back down. The crown of the head reaches just a little taller. Pausing here with your body exactly as it is now. Bringing mind and body together. Maybe taking this moment to set an intention for your class today. As your mind and your body connect, you might notice something that you need. Maybe it's stretching, maybe a little power, maybe just a feeling of being victorious. It's different every class, every day. Connect with the one thing that you would like to get out of your time on the mat today. Holding that word in your mind, in your heart. Gently repeating that intention as you breathe in And repeating that word, that mantra again as you exhale. Continuing to breathe in that mantra, that intention. And repeating it again as you breathe out. Bring the attention to the breath, that feeling of expansion as you breathe in, noticing the ribs, the shoulder blades expand and move on the inhale, and release and contract on the exhale. Connecting with that breath, imagine a circle in your mind. We're going to begin to move the spine in a counterclockwise direction. Beginning to draw small circles with the spine, rolling it around. And then maybe making those circles just a little bit bigger. If it feels funny, if it feels funky, if it feels weird, you're doing it right. You're supposed to be able to relax and release just a little bit. Finding that organic movement. Maybe even bringing the shoulders into the equation now. Rolling through the shoulders as you come back and forth. Gently warming up through the spine. Seeing how those hips, those roots maybe change. Are they still feeling anchored into the floor? Now let's see how they do if we reverse direction, going the opposite way now. Moving the spine. Finding that movement, maybe even spreading it through shoulders and neck if that feels okay. Maybe even feeling a little snap, crackle, pop as the body wakes up, the spine finds some fresh juice, some fresh energy. Continuing to make those circles maybe just a little bit bigger, expanding through the chest as you come up, and then rounding through the shoulder blades as you come down. Finding one more beautiful, big, huge circle before bringing that spine straight and folding forward, reaching the hands in front of you, finding an opening through the hip. Releasing the head, the neck down, let everything go here, feeling the back melt, shoulder blades part. As you deepen the breath, bringing that stretch even deeper into the hip. Body all the way up, re-anchoring those sits bones, bringing the spine tall, reaching up with the arms, grow taller through the spine, and then dripping those thumbs back behind the neck, opening up through the chest, peeling the heart open as you show everybody your heart. Peeling the chest, maybe even feeling that rib cage. Not part, I hope it doesn't actually part, but it gives you a visual there. As you press the heart forward, feeling a nice stretch to that triceps too. Deep breath in, reach tall. And as those hands drizzle down to the midline, switch out whichever leg was in front before. Find the opposite one and then just keep on going, rolling it forward. Letting everything go. Head, neck, shoulders. Feeling a release. Feeling all of the tension from your whole week draining out into the mat. Joining our great recycling system. It'll come back next week. Hopefully a little bit better. Deepening the breath. Feeling that chest expand. And on the release, maybe folding just a little bit deeper. Bringing those hands all the way back into the midline of the body. On the inhale, rolling up, expanding through the spine, reaching tall. Fingertips reach up, and then once again back behind the neck. Pressing that heart, that chest forward. Find that opening through the upper body. That stretch through the triceps, maybe even tipping the chin up. Ooh, that makes you go just a little bit deeper. Yikes. Finding that big, beautiful open heart. One more good inhale before bringing the hands all the way up. And then releasing that right hand to the left knee as you twist. Exhale, we twist. Inhale, rise up. Right hand comes to the opposite side. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we twist. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we twist. I think you guys get the gist by now. What are we going to do next? Oh, we're going to twist. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, finding your twist through the back. Now this is where we stop looking like we're doing the wave and we start looking like popcorn class. It's one of my favorite parts. Everybody breathing at their own pace, moving as fast or as slow as their body's telling them to move. Keep going, warming up through that spine, feeling the ripples flow all the way from tailbone to the crown of the head. Keep going. Finding maybe just a little more depth through that twist each time. Beautiful. Before rising all the way up, and we're going to dive onto our hands and knees, finding cat and cow. So placing those wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Begin to arch that heart forward, make a nice smile with the back, and then round it out. Find your Halloween cat gaze comes towards the belly button. Inhale, we bring the heart forward, charge everything towards the front of the room. Exhale, round. Back and forth at your own pace with your own breath, finding that stretch along the back body. Keep going back and forth, finding your cat. Maybe going just a little bit deeper each time. Doing my best today to regulate the music and the basketball pitch. Some things we just can't control, right? Control what you can, release what you can't. One more on each side before tucking those toes, bringing the hips all the way up into your first down dog of the day. Oh, that feels good. Let's pedal it out right off the bat. So finding that knee, bring it in, bring it out. Press into the arms, lock those shoulder blades together as if I am pressing in between your shoulder blades. Oh, nice. You guys look awesome. Knees can be as bent as they need to be, and if your heels are not touching the ground right off the bat, that's great. It just means you walk like a normal human being and have tight calves. Congratulations, you are a member of the human race. Continue to bend back and forth, warming up through that low back, through the legs. Beautiful. Before we reach that right heel all the way up to the sky, high five Mr. Sun wherever he is, and glide it in between the hands. Back knee comes down. We're going to find a nice little lunge here. So opening up through that hip in the back on the left. Make sure that you feel opening through the hip, the quad. Nice solid stance here. You can tuck the toe or you can press it down onto the mat, whichever works for you. Once you feel solid, let's rise up, grow taller, reach towards the sky. Breathe here, deep breath in, feeling that stretch through that back extended leg. Beautiful. Rain it down. We are going to put the left hand on the inside of that shin as we twist, finding an opening. Hands can come towards the ceiling if that's available to you, or they can rest on that knee. But you pick. You figure out what works for you. Coming all the way back down. We are going to grab blocks if you have them. They're super helpful here. Coming into half splits. So pressing back through that back hip, straightening that front right leg as the toes come towards the knees. Stretching out through those hammies. Oh, feels real good. Oh my goodness. Those blocks are going to help you not to dump into that stretch. I'm going to keep that spine long, strong, engaged. So remember how we started class with our belly button pressed back towards our spine? It's still there, hasn't left. Oh, time flies when we're having fun. Let's come all the way into a forward fold at the top of our mat. Oh, letting it go. Shaking the head, yes, no, maybe so. Folding the arms. Breathing deeply. Beautiful. Before bringing that right foot all the way back, finding a lunge on the other side. Drop that right knee. Tuck the toe or not, up to you. Figure out what works for your body. Feel stable and strong, and then rise up, grow tall, reaching towards the ceiling, feeling that beautiful opening through that back right leg. Deep breath as we rise. Exhale, hands drizzle down through heart center, finding that twist, placing the right hand on the inside of that shin, maybe even on a block, feels pretty good. You open up your heart. Beautiful. I love how everybody is charging the crown of their head forward before twisting. Those backs look so straight. Squeeze it out. And then come all the way down into that half splits. Toe comes back towards the knee. Beautiful. Stretch it out. Find that length through the spine. Hinge through the hip. It's going to help stretch that leg just a little bit more. Breathing through it. And then coming all the way into your forward fold. Take a second here. Again, stretch it out. Maybe bend one knee, the other knee. Find the release that your body needs. Draining tension, stress all the way into the ground. Before we reverse swan dive, all the way up, building energy from feet, through knees, thighs, core, reaching towards the sky. High five the person next to you. Pause here in this extended mountain pose. Reach up. Taller, taller, taller. Okay, we're not getting any taller. Let's come down through that midline, forward fold again. Whew. Exhale. We're going to come halfway up, heart offer. The crown of the head charges towards the front of the room. This is your chance to tighten through that core, support that low back, before coming into your version of plank pose. All the way down. One foot back, the other foot back, however you want to get there. Doesn't matter to me, it's your body, you pick. Find your plank, breathe through it, find strength before slowly lowering the chest all the way down to the ground. Once those elbows are behind the rib cage, you better plop. Better hear a bunch of boop onto the floor. As you peel the heart up, tops of the feet press into the ground, cobra pose. Curling the toes, downward facing dog. Taking a second in down dog. Feeling okay? Let's step or hop to the front of our mat. Whew. Reverse swan dive, reach all the way up. Find that extended mountain. Just a little bit faster this time as we come down through the midline of the body, forward fold. Stretch it out, find that forward fold, and then come halfway up, flat back shoulders, peel away from the ears as you come all the way down into your plank pose again. Slow lower down, chaturanga push-up. Tops of the feet press into the mat. Peel the heart. Cobra or up dog at this point. Yogi's choice. Curl the toes. Downward facing dog. You made it to down dog. Congratulations. We're going to come to a forward fold on the front of our mat. Boop, step or hop. All the way to the front of the mat. Reverse swan dive. Reach those arms up. Expand through the heart. And then drizzle it down. Forward fold again. Halfway up. Flatten the back. Shoulders peel away from the ears. You know what's next. Let's come into plank pose. All the way down towards the floor. Tops of the feet come to rest on the mat. Peel the heart up. Curl the toes. Downward facing dog. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Forward fold. This time bend the knees generously. Maybe even pressing that belly against the thighs as you sweep the arms forward into chair pose. Oh, beautiful. So you'll notice that it's pretty natural for the toes to want to come together. Give in. That's great. Feels wonderful. Reach forward. Maybe go deeper. Beautiful. Reaching all the way towards the sky. Hands come to heart center. Find that chair pose again. Connect the right elbow with the left knee as we twist it out. Building just a little heat. Breathe through it. And then coming forward into chair pose, reach up. Hands come to heart center again. Find that twist. Now if you have a small human inside of you, you are just going to stay in chair pose right here. You're not going to come into the twist. You want to protect that small human. You don't want to squish them. Breathe through it. And back through center, reaching up. Beautiful. Swan dive it down. Whew. Halfway up, flat back, shoulders peel away from the ears. We're going to flow through our vinyasa one more time, all the way down, plank pose. Slow lower down, chaturanga push-up. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Whew. Bringing that right heel up towards the sky, high five the ceiling. And swing it on through. We're coming into warrior one. So making sure that ankle is right below the knee, maybe even a little in front. Making sure you're not falling in with the knee, if anything, opening out. And then find your warrior one. Again, if you have a small human inside of you, for any reason whatsoever, maybe find a little opening here instead of going into that twist. Again, twisting through the stomach is going to hurt that small human. So figure out what works for your body. Pause and breathe. We're only here for a hot second before opening up. Warrior two. String in a bow. Finding that opening through the arms. That heart opens towards the mirror. Nice. Oh, you guys look great. This is beautiful. We're going to keep that front knee bent. Keep that strength building there. As you reach up, bent knee, reverse warrior. Grow taller towards the ceiling. And then windmill everything around. Forearm comes to rest on that thigh very gently, just kissing that thigh. As you come into side angle pose, your version. So hand can be on the hip. It can be kind of down here somewhere. It can be reaching up towards the ceiling, or it can be charging towards the front of the room. Once you have discovered your side angle, come all the way back up into that reverse warrior. Keep the knee bent. We're building strength. If that's what you're here for, we're helping you out, giving you what you want. And then exhale, windmilling into your version of side angle. Inhale, all the way up, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Finding meditation in movements as we breathe in, reach up. Right fingertips peel towards the sky, scraping the ceiling, all the way into side angle last time. And then finding our warrior two as we meet together. Beautiful. We are going to straighten that front leg, and we're going to turn both of our hips towards the front of the room. If you have blocks, it's a beautiful time to get blocks. So turn both of the hips towards the front of the room. That might mean you need to step in just a little bit. So short side of your mat, you're turning your hips that way. So you're squaring them off towards me. So square off your hips towards me. If you've got blocks, let's use them. I love them. We're going to come into a pyramid pose. So bring the feet in, hinging forward from the hips. Find your pyramid. And if you don't have blocks, hands can stay on the hips, keeping that spine long, strong, straight as we stretch the thigh that we just strengthened. Finding that deep, deep, deep stretch. Breathe through it. Feeling tension drain. Feeling the muscles release. Oh, I love it. Few more seconds here. And rising all the way up, stepping to the front of your mat for mountain pose. Let's inhale together, reaching up, growing tall. Fingertips scrape the sky, and once you got a little piece of cloud in your fingernails, go ahead and come into chair pose. Beautiful. Let's cross the thumbs. Release the index finger like you're about to jab somebody in the eye, because maybe you are. We come all the way up, grow tall. Anchor into the right foot, hinge over to the left. Finding that side stretch. Breathe here. Yes, I'm mirroring you. You guys are doing great. Breathe through it. A few more seconds. Rise tall. Scrape that sky one more time. Poke Mr. Sun before coming over to the opposite side. Finding that anchor through the feet, those roots that we started class with. They're still there. They're still holding you into the earth. Breathe through it. We're reaching tall, charging the fingertips forward, hips come back, lightning pose. Oh, working that heart just a little bit. Breathe, find power, strength. You've got this. Reach all the way up. Drizzle it down, forward fold. Oh, that forward fold feels good now, doesn't it? Halfway up, flat back. You are welcome to flow through our vinyasa with us one more time, or we are all going to meet together in down dog. You figure out what works for you. Finding ourselves in down dog. Let's bring that left heel up towards the sky. Reaching up, let's glide it on through, finding our warrior on the other side. Bending generously through that knee, making sure you feel opening through the hips. Again, if you've got a tiny human in you, stay right here for warrior one. If not, reach tall. Feeling you to stretch through that back thigh, that back hip. Breathe here, find your power, reconnect with your purpose. Before stringing that bow, opening up warrior two. Now if that back foot naturally wants to change, you let it. Sometimes we want to change the angle of that back foot and it feels good. Your body knows what to do. Deep breath in. Let's bring those left fingertips towards the sky, keeping a bend in that front leg, finding that victorious, that humble breath. Deep breath here, energy before windmilling everything around, finding your version of side angle on this side. Now your side angle can look different. Embrace it. Do what works for you with that top arm before coming all the way up. Reaching tall, scraping the sky. And then windmilling everything down, side angle. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we reach. Finding that meditation and movement as you find your inhale to rise. Your exhale to side angle. Your inhale to rise. Your exhale to side angle. Inhale to rise. Let's find warrior two all together. Thank goodness. Find power, strength here. You guys are rock stars. You're killing it today. Straighten that front leg. Bring the back foot in just a little bit, finding pyramid on the other side. So, blocks, they're super helpful. I love them. You can place those blocks on either side of that ankle. As you bring the back foot in, try and square off your hips towards me, towards the front of the room. If you're doing a little curtsy, like that, woo! Remember, I'm not the queen. Don't curtsy to me. Bring that foot out and find that space through your hips as you hinge forward into pyramid pose. Again, if you don't have blocks, hands on the hips keeps that spine exactly where it should be. You can even place the hands on the low back. Sometimes that feels real good. Deepen the breath. With each inhale, that spine grows longer. And with each exhale, you find more depth and release. Oh, as blissful as this feels, we only have one more good inhale, one more good exhale before stepping to the top of your mat, finding mountain pose. Looping the shoulders back and down, feeling powerful. Let's reach up, grow tall. Drizzle those hands down through the midline of the body as you find a forward fold. Bend the knees generously, sweep into chair. Reaching up. Grow taller, taller, taller. Before drizzling those hands down midline of the body, forward fold. Inhale, sweep into chair pose. Reach tall. Find length through the crown of the head before drizzling everything down, forward fold. Sweeping into chair pose. Reaching up. Drizzling everything down, forward fold. Bending the knees generously, chair pose. Reaching up. Hands come to heart center, finding mountain this time. Reconnecting with your breath, with your purpose. Find your strength. Reconnect with the ground beneath you. We are going to come into a standing figure four stretch. So planting that left foot into the ground, feeling those roots. Dig deep into the center of the earth. Go ahead and bring the right ankle up over that left knee. Sometimes it feels real good to bend through the knee. Hands on the hips is so supportive. And if you're looking at me, you're gonna fall. Because I'm tippy, I move, I talk all the time. So find that spot in front of you that is not a human being, probably a floorboard, that you can look at help you find that good deep posture and bend generously through that front knee. If you'd like to go deeper, find the depth that your body's okay with today. Finding that opening through the hip. Oh, time flies when we're having fun. Let's inhale. Coming all the way out, planting that foot, reaching tall. Resetting with a little forward fold, all the way down, drizzle it forward. Oh, let both hips go. And then sometimes it helps to imagine those tree roots coming out of the bottom of your feet, anchoring you into the earth. Feel that energy flow up through ankles, knees, thighs as you rise tall. Roll up into standing one more time. Looping the shoulders back and down. Beautiful. Press that right foot into the ground now. Uprooting everything about the left foot as you cross it over that right knee. Finding your standing figure four stretch. Now you might notice maybe this side is a little tighter, a little looser than the other. Good. It means your body's not completely symmetrical. That's fantastic. It means you're a human being. Again, hands can be on the hips. They could be at heart center if you really want to play with your balance a little bit. You could even charge them towards the front of the room if you're crazy. Some people are. I don't judge. Find the stretch that works for you and your body. You've only got a few seconds left to open up through that hip. Feeling power, strength, balance before coming all the way up. Oh, thank goodness. Let's take a blissful reach towards the sky, opening the heart as we go. Huge, big inhale. And then all the way down, forward fold. Oh, let it go here. Shake it out. Yes, no, maybe so. Finding that release through the back of the neck. We're going to heel toe our feet as wide as the mat, if not a little bit wider. Coming down into a low squat for garland pose. So bringing that tailbone all the way to the ground. Sometimes it helps to have a block up here. Helps you balance just a little bit more. If you would like to go farther than this, just resting your forearms on your knees, you can open up the hips a little bit more by bringing the elbows onto the insides of the knees and pressing the palms together. Find your pose. Again, elbows can be on the tops of the knees, or they can be pressing them out. And as fun as this is, we are going to straighten those legs. Oh, big wide leg forward stretch. And with our gaze already on the floor, we're going to come all the way down into a seated position. I like to plop. It's more fun. Oh, we are in that seated downward slope, ready to go. Press the feet forward, find staff pose as you press those hips, those sits bones into the ground once again. Feet charge forward, hands come down by your sides. This is an active pose. So those heels are even off the ground. Your thighs are so lit up, so engaged. Core is the same way. Reaching towards the sky. Feel that power and strength building. And then feel what it feels like to just gently melt into a good posture. Releasing the pressure on the hands. Beautiful. Letting the heels go. Let's bring that right knee into our chest. Give it a nice hug. Tell it we did a good job. And we're going to cross it over the left. Coming into a nice twist here. So again, if you have a tiny human in you, twists are not good for that tiny human. You stay right where you are. If you would like to go deeper into a twist, you can bring that left elbow to the outside of the right knee and turn your heart whatever direction it feels like going. If the head wants to get into the action too, you bring that gaze over that back shoulder. Figure out what works for your body. You're only here for a few seconds. Finding that release, that twist. Finding what your body needs to relax and let go of in this moment. Inhale, the crown of the head rises towards the sky. Each exhale, we go a little deeper into the twist. Gently unwinding, unhooking that elbow. Let that knee fall out to the side. As you begin to fold over that front leg. Breathing into this hip opener. Feeling tension drain from the back, the neck. As you feel the chest expand. Anchoring those sits bones into the ground. Once again, begin to roll all the way up, finding that straight spine. Compassionately bringing length to the upper body. As you release that ankle, coming into a wide-legged forward fold. So bringing the heels to the outside edges of the mat. If you want to go wider, you are more than welcome. Then begin to hinge forward from the hips. Maybe finding the shins. Maybe finding the ankles. Maybe the outsides of the feet. Or even coming into that beautiful yogi toe lock with peace fingers around the big toe and the thumb resting into that big toenail. Few more seconds to find that release. Or slowly rounding up. And once again, anchoring those sits bones into the ground. Bringing the heels directly in front of the body. This time we're going to bring that left leg in. And cross it up and over that right knee. Giving it a hug, thanking it for sticking with you today. It didn't give out. Finding length through the spine. Again, if tiny humans are inside of you, stay right here. If not, and you'd like to twist, you can bring that right elbow to the outside of the left knee. As you rise up, grow taller through that spine. Crown of the head floats towards the ceiling. Maybe even bringing that that gaze back behind you if it feels okay on your neck. Gently unwinding, passionately, slowly releasing that knee as the heart comes forward and you let that knee fall open to the side. Very gently beginning to fold over that straight leg. Maybe grabbing the shin, the ankle, outside of the foot, or even finding that nice yogi toe lock. With the next inhale, releasing whatever hold you have on any leg. So you rise all the way up, taking it slow before releasing that foot in front of you. Once again, coming into a forward fold. Time letting the shoulder blades, the back, peel apart. Feeling that back rib cage melt. As you breathe in, finding expansiveness through the chest, through the back. You exhale, letting it go. Just very gently with the next inhale, filling that chest, lungs, the stomach, all the way down to the diaphragm as you roll all the way up. Finding that straight spine once again. We are going to come all the way back onto our forearms, meeting together in fish pose for a nice heart opener. Coming back onto the forearms, crawling them maybe almost right in line with the shoulders. Feel the head, the neck go. Let everything open across the front of the body. Feeling the heart open towards the sky. Neck opening, head lays back. Even feeling stretch in front of the throat. Take a deep breath here. Huge inhale, biggest of your day. Before coming all the way back up, bringing the chin towards the chest. Coming up onto those forearms. We are going to very gently bring our knees into our chest and roll onto the back. Hugging the knees into the body. Maybe rocking stuff back and forth. Feeling that low back release. Before planting the feet on the ground, knees point up towards the sky, Shifting the hips gently over to the right as the knees fall to the left. Finding a beautiful low back stretch. If it feels good, if it's available to the upper body, opening the arms towards the sky. Finding a nice Texas T with those hands. And palms reaching. Feeling that hip, that right hip melt as you surrender all control, all tension. Letting your body simply relax into the stretch. Bringing the knees all the way up towards the sky, pressing the feet into the ground one more time. Shifting those hips over to the left, let the knees fall to the right. Sending the breath all the way into the stomach and low body. Before bringing the knees back up towards the ceiling. Shifting the hips back into the center of the mat. Feeling that low back connect. Hugging the knees into the chest one last time. Before sending them long and straight and making whatever adjustments your body needs as we move into our final relaxation pose. Gently beginning to feel the entire length of the body connect with the floor beneath you. Again, if there's a tiny human in the picture, go ahead and roll onto your side, taking a fetal position for this final resting pose. Finding position, the shape that helps your body release, relax. And once again, bringing the mind into those points of connection with the floor. Feeling where the shoulders press into the mat. Feeling the hips, the legs, the arms, ankles and feet find connection with the floor beneath you. Bringing that attention now to the third eye, that crease in the forehead that gets wrinkly whenever we're thinking, angry, concentrating. I'd like you to imagine I've just dropped a piece of warm silk onto your forehead. Like ripples in water, feel any tension, tightness, wrinkles, release, relax, become smooth. As we continue to scan down the body, bringing that sense of calm with us through the jaw. back of the neck. Feeling shoulders release. As the heart becomes light, but open in the chest. Feeling the stomach release and relax. As if your core is a bowl of hot soup. Someone just placed an ice cube in it, slowly melting, releasing and relaxing. Feeling the hips release as you let go of any lingering tension through thighs or knees. Feeling calm cascade across the shins, flooding the ankles, the feet. As we pause, simple, open-hearted presence, just a few seconds. Gently bringing that attention back to the breath. Feel the chest rise and fall. Filling the lungs deeply with fresh energy, fresh oxygen. As the mind comes back into the room, you begin to feel gentle, organic movements spread across fingers and toes. Very gently rolling on to your right side. And pausing there just for a moment. Before pressing yourself up. Meeting together in a simple seated pose. Reconnecting once again with your breath, the intention you set at the beginning of class. Bringing the hands together at heart center, prayer pose and gesture of gratitude to yourself, to your body, to all of the things you accomplished today. Thank you for joining me in my practice, and I hope you have a fabulous weekend. Namaste.